Resolving the dominant seventh to 1 in root position. When you do this, when you resolve the dominant seventh to 1 in root position, and you have the leading tone in the soprano, there are certain changes you need to make to those chords. First, though, I'm going to show you how to resolve the dominant seventh to 1 when you do not put the leading tone in the soprano. When you don't put the leading tone in the soprano, you don't have to worry about it. All the notes will resolve easily. So, there's the leading tone, the B. So G, B, D, F. Now, when you have a seventh chord, put a parenthesis around the seventh because you're going to resolve that first. Now going to the tonic chord, resolve the seventh first. Sevenths always resolve down by step. So the F will go down to the E. Then we need another C and a G. You can put the G here, and we can put the C here. Now, the leading tone in an inner voice does not have to resolve to tonic, so you can put all the notes in both of these chords. Now, when you have the leading tone in the soprano, there are certain solutions that you have to choose. So, I'm going to put the leading tone in the soprano on these. So G, leading tone in the soprano, B, D, and F. Put a parenthesis around the seventh, so you will resolve that first. And take it to a C major triad. Resolve the seventh. The seventh always resolves down by step. The leading tone must resolve to tonic when it's in an outer voice. The only other note that is needed is a G. Now this is where the problem comes in. If you will notice, you not only have more than a third in the tenor voice, you also have parallel fifths with the bass. So can't do that. So let's take out this G, because that's the problem. The problem is getting the fifth in the tonic chord. So instead, you're going to triple the tonic note. So this will go to a C rather than a G. You'll notice down here I have a little initial I. That means this chord is incomplete. When you have an incomplete chord, you leave the fifth out of the chord. So we have left the G out of the C major triad. When you have a C, that shows that it's a complete chord. All of the notes are in the chord. So that's one solution. Another solution is where you put the 5-7 as the incomplete chord and the 1 as the complete chord. So we have G, and when you have an incomplete chord, you leave out the fifth. So I'm going to leave out the fifth, which is the D. Now we're going to put the leading tone in the soprano because that's when you have to use these solutions. And I'll put the F in the alto, put a parenthesis around it so you'll resolve it first, and I need to double the root in this chord. Now the one chord can be complete this time. One of the chords has to be incomplete. This time we have the 5-7 incomplete. Resolve the 7th first. The 7th resolves down by step. And we need to take the leading tone to the tonic because it's in the soprano. The only other note we need is a G. So put the G in the tenor. So remember, if you see that the leading tone is in the soprano, you must make one of the chords incomplete. It can either be the dominant 7th incomplete or the 1 chord incomplete. When you have the dominant 7th incomplete, you leave out the 5th and double the root. When you have the 1 incomplete, you triple the root and leave out the 5th. When you have the dominant 7th in inversion, you don't run into that problem at all. So let me show you how to do them in inversion. So we have 5, 6, 5 to 1. So the 3rd is in the bass. So let's do a G. We'll put the G here. The B is in the bass. Hey, that's the leading tone. G, B, D, F. Put a parenthesis around the F because that's the 7th of the chord. And we're going to a tonic chord. Now look, the leading tone in the outer voice is resolving to tonic. Resolve the 7th. The 7th resolves down by step. And we need another C and a G. So we can put the C here and the G here. Okay? 5, 4, 3. The 5th is in the bass. So G, B, D, F. So we'll put the G here, the D in the bass. By the way, this is not the dominant 7th is not in second inversion very often. So G, we need a B and an F. We can put the B here. Yes, it's in the soprano, but you'll see that it resolves just like it's supposed to. Put a parenthesis around the 7th, and we're going to take it to the tonic chord. Resolve the 7th first. The F goes down by step to the E. We need a C and a G, so that leading tone resolves just nicely up to that tonic. And here's the G. Okay, the next one is a 5, 4, 2. The 5, 4, 2, the 7th is in the bass. So I'm going to go ahead and put the 7th in the bass. Okay, so we need a G, a B, and a D. So we'll put the G right here, and we'll put the B, and we need a D. Okay, now the 7th resolves down by step. So if you resolve the 7th down by step, it has to go to an E. You cannot have the tonic chord in root position. So you have to put the tonic chord in first inversion. So we need 2 C's and a G. So let's take this up to the C and the D down to the C and the G. And that's how you resolve the dominant 7th chord. So if it's in root position and the leading tone is in the soprano, you have to use one of 2 solutions. One solution is have the dominant 7th complete and the tonic chord incomplete. The other solution is to have the dominant 7th incomplete and the 1 complete.